very much for joining today. Awesome. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I am excited to cover my top 10 sales tips for realtors. This is a culmination of some of the top strategies that I've picked up over the last 15 years for agents to level up in their business. I've had the opportunity and pleasure to work with everybody from brand new agents, which I really enjoy working with agents that are, have hit a ceiling, are making enough money to kind of get by, but want to really increase their income, and then top producing agents. And these are the top 10 things I've seen that have really allowed them to take their business to the next level. So that's what we're going to cover today. So again, thanks everybody for jumping on. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through a presentation. It's going to get pretty hands-on at times as well. And by the way, if anybody has any questions along the way, feel free to unmute yourself or just type right into chat. So whether it's a comment, question, what have you, you guys, I'm here for you. I'm excited to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So if I'm moving too fast, too slow, by all means, you guys stop me and ask your question. So again, thanks so much for jumping on today. This is the top 10 sales tips for realtors. And for those that don't know who I am a psychology-driven digital marketing coach for real estate. So a digital marketing coach is somebody that specializes in all things digital, and digital would be social media, branding, lead generation. So utilizing systems, staying top of mind. How can we get more business in the door? Not just business from people we don't know, but from people that we do know. How can we get more opportunity from open houses, generate more listings? Okay, so that's what I help agents with. There's no cost to connecting with me. And if you guys have any questions on anything we covered today or anything else that you can think of that's keeping you up at night, that you want to dive into, you guys, because you're a member of WeServe, and you've got access to me. So reach out to me, and I'm happy to help you. Happy to help point you in the right direction, if nothing else. So you guys, let's go ahead and jump in to the top 10 sales tips that I think every realtor should know about. And there's probably 50, right? We wear a lot of different hats, but these would be my top 10. So number one, my number one sales tip for real estate agents, and this is what I actually see consistently from agents that are doing very well in their business, is they set daily conversation goals. And so let me dive into why. Why would we want to set daily conversation goals? Well, the reason for that, now that might even be you just saying, you know what, I am going to talk to 10 people every day. What happens is you see over a 50% increase in your productivity if you set a daily conversation goal. In addition, you'll have almost a 70% more likely chance to achieve your goals if you start by setting daily conversation goals. It seems like a very simple thing. It's more challenging to execute than we'd imagine because we simply let things constantly get in the way. And so one of the things that we can do to figure out what our daily conversation goals might be, I just pulled a number 10 out of the air. You may have a specific number that's attached to a production goal or an income goal that you have. What I would highly encourage you to do is identify the number of conversations per day you should be having given your yearly sales goals and appointment conversion rate. And you're probably thinking, Aaron, what does that mean exactly? Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're like, Aaron, I know exactly what that means, and I'm already doing it. By the way, is anybody already doing this? Does anybody already have conversation goals that they've set for themselves that they're hitting every day? Okay, so here's what I want to show you guys. I want to show everybody, and I'm happy to share this with you as well. This is a success plan, a success planner, a dynamic success planner PDF. Okay, and what it does is it calculates a one-page success plan, and this is actually available through Breakthrough Broker. if you're familiar with that. If you're not, I'm sure Jonah can connect you to it, or I can. But what I like about this planner, you guys, if I go to the top, right, what it does is it says, hey, Aaron, how much money do you want to take home and over the next 12 months? And I'm going to say, you know what? I want to take home net in my pocket, 200,000 bucks. Okay. 200,000 bucks. Says, great. Here's what we need to do in order to figure out how to get you to 200,000. The first thing we need to do is we need to figure out how much is Uncle Sam going to take? And if Uncle Sam takes 30 grand or 30%, then you actually need to make 285 grand in order to net 200,000. Okay, fine. I gotta make 285,000 in GCI in order to net 200. Well, no, actually, also your brokerage gets a cut, right? So if you're on an 80-20 split, so instead of the 285, we actually need to generate 357. Okay, I'm starting to sweat a little bit. Okay, I'm starting to sweat a little bit. So I actually need to generate 357 in GCI in order to net 200. Well, no, Aaron, actually, you've got business expenses. You've got dues, right? That are roughly, let's just say 5,000 a year. So actually it's 362. Your targeted GCI is 362. Okay, now I'm sweating even more. I'm thinking, how the heck am I going to get to 362 in order to get roughly half of that in my pocket over the next 12 months? Well, here's where it starts to make more sense, you guys. And with any goal planning, we want to break it down into actual activities, daily activities, because if we don't know what we're going to do every day, how are we going to hit a lofty end of year goal? Okay, so this isn't a business planning. I do a full business planning session as well. This is just a quick 2-minute. Let's just identify how many conversations we need to have every day to earn 362,000 in gross commission income. Okay, so this is telling me right now, if I'm on average earning about 2.5% commission on my closed transactions, which I would say is probably average, you guys. Used to be 3 once upon a time, 2.75. I'd say right now it's about 2.5% working with a buyer or a seller. That means if we're targeting gross commission income of 362,000, we need to close roughly $14.5 million worth of real estate. Okay. All right. I need to sell $14 million worth of real estate in order to net 200,000. Okay. All right. I'm on board with that still. All right. If our average sales price, you guys, and I just used an even, easy number, 500,000. Let's say our average sale price is 500,000. Yours might be a little different. Yours might be higher. Yours might be lower. That's going to mean that I need to close 29 transactions over the next 12 months in order to net, after taxes, after expenses, after my brokerage split, net 200,000. 29 transactions. Okay, that's a little more doable. That's a little over 2 a month. Okay, a little over 2 transactions a month. Okay, fine. How do we break that down, buyer, seller? Well, okay, you know what? I work with roughly 1/3 sellers, 2/3 buyers. So for every 1 listing I get, I work with another 2 or 3 buyers. Okay, so in this scenario, if we need to close 29 transactions, you guys, and I work with roughly 1/3 sellers, 1/3 of those transactions are going to be sellers, I need to sell 10 homes in a year. And I need to work with and close 20 buyer transactions. Okay, that's starting to make a little more sense. So I need to sell 10 homes. I need to list 10 homes and sell those. I need to work with 20 buyers and close 20 buyer transactions. Okay, so 10 sellers, 20 buyers. All right. So how do I get those 10 listings? Let's just say that on average, I close about 3/4 or 75% of the listings that I get. That means I actually need to get 13 listings in order to close 10. Okay. And if I need to get 13 listings, how many listing appointments do I need to go on in order to close 13 listings? Let's just say that I get the listing of about 75% of my listing appointments I go on. You guys, is that high? Industry average is 80%. Okay. Over 90% of homeowners choose the first agent they talk to list their home. I'm going to use moderate or modest estimates. I'm going to say when you go to a listing appointment, 75% of the time you walk away at some point, whether that day or a year later, with a listing. That means you're going to need to go on 17 listing appointments. You guys see how this breaks down? Literally. So that's what we need to focus on for you, for sellers, 17 listing appointments. How about on the buyer side? If we need to close 20 buyer transactions, we have a success rate of 75% getting buyers into escrow. 75% of those actually close escrow. We need to get 26 buyers into escrow. 17 listing appointments, 26 buyers into escrow. Those are the numbers I'm going to focus on. Okay. How do we break that down even further? How many homeowners do I need to talk to in order to get one listing appointment? You guys, how many conversations do I need to have? Here's what I would say. I think you need to have 20 conversations with homeowners in order to get one listing appointment. And we need 17 listing appointments. Therefore, 17 times 20 equals, you guys, we need to have 340 conversations with homeowners over the course of a year. That's one a day. Or if there's, roughly, 200 business days in the year, that's roughly two every day. We need to talk to 2 homeowners every day. And if we need to double that for buyers, we need to be talking to 4 buyers a day. You guys, this breaks down to, and pardon my you guys nomenclature, I'm like half millennial, half Gen X. We need to talk to 2 buyers. We need to talk to 4 buyers and two homeowners every day. 6 people a day. That's how many conversations we need to have in order to earn $360,000 in gross commission income that nets us at the end of everything, literally puts $200,000 into our pocket. You guys, are 6 conversations a day possible? Does that seem easier than you thought? So rather than focus on generating, selling $14.5 million worth of real estate, every day let's focus on 6 conversations, 4 buyers, 2 sellers. Now your numbers are going to vary, but $200,000 net is not bad, right? I think we could all figure out how to make that work. Okay. Lewis added, what was the 0.025? The 0.025 was the average commission that we generate from buyers and sellers just on average. So 2.5% roughly. Lewis, that was that. You guys, is anybody interested in getting a copy of that PDF? Would you guys be interested in that? Okay. Lisa, if you give me, maybe I'll send it to you, or if you give me a list of the attendees, I will email that out to everybody. So I love going through this, you guys, because it breaks down, wait, I just need to talk to 6 people a day. You know what feels so good when you talk to 2 sellers and 4 buyers in a day? You're now working towards hitting your goal. That allows me to throw my feet up and maybe watch a nice show or something, because I have a great sense of accomplishment. It's like knocking out a workout or something in the morning. You guys, let's knock. Here's one other thing. You guys, this is I forgot I put this slide in here. This is an agent. These little army figurines. I've got an agent. You know how they remind themselves to hit their conversation goals every day? They set these little army figurines up on their monitor. They set, I think she sets 10 of them up, right? But if we want to net 200,000, we only need to set 6 of them up. Set 6 of them up on your monitor every day, and every conversation you have with a buyer, potential buyer or seller, you knock one down. And here's the other thing too. It doesn't necessarily have to be just buyer or seller conversations. You could call past clients and just say hello, right? Just share something with them. Those are opportunities to generate referrals as well. And, we talked about too, running those numbers. If we need to close 29 transactions over the next 12 months in order to net 200,000, let's just on average say that that's 2 closings a month. You guys, if we want to generate 2 closings a month, how many people do we really need to influence in order to close 2 transactions a month? I would argue that it would be 24 people. Imagine if each of those 24 people referred one person to us over the next 12 months. One person, buyer or seller. That would be 24 transactions. You guys, so there's a couple different things here. Conversations with potential buyers, potential sellers, and then also conversations with these people that can be influential in our business that are part of our sphere, part of our network that we've already engaged with in a transaction, that have maybe already referred somebody to us, right? If we're having those conversations, that's going to lead to closings, and closings leads to commission. Okay. So you guys, that's the name of the game. I mean, we could stop right there. I've got 9 more tips for you. I guess I'll keep going, but conversations is really the name of the game in this business, you guys. Number 2, start using video. Okay. Start using video. And I'm not saying we need to start recording ourselves in the car, or we need to start doing TikTok dances, or we need to, become this influencer on YouTube and start a YouTube channel. I'm simply saying this: deals are 127% more likely to close when video is used at any point during the sales process. And what the heck is the sales process? Let me share with you exactly what that is. When should you use video? And what does video even mean? I'm going to share with you that here in a second, because, there's a lot of talk about video this, video that, right? Video is just this generic term for sending out some sort of message or communication utilizing a video medium, right? Video can be sent via text message. It can be sent via Facebook Messenger. It can be sent via email. It can be shared from social media. It can be shared from YouTube. You can utilize a service like BombBomb. You can utilize a service like Videolicious, right? There's a lot of different ways to share this. Lewis asks, we getting slideshow? Yes, Lewis. Lisa posts these sessions to the YouTube channel on the website as well. When should you use video? After the first meeting. Anytime you meet somebody, always follow up later on that day, that evening, with a video. What should that video say? It should say, "Hi, Tiffany, Aaron Lacey here. It was so nice to meet you today. I really enjoyed our conversation about, your roots in Nebraska and, our common love of English bulldogs. I know that the challenge you're going through, trying to find that right home. And I promise you, I'm going to do everything within my power to make sure we find that for you. Look forward to working together. Talk to you soon." Imagine if we sent that out after an open house, right? If you break down the actual components of what I just said, it is saying their name. Okay. First and foremost, people love hearing their own name. So we're saying, "Hi, Ashley. Hi, Sylvia," right? "Hi, Melissa. Aaron Lacey here. It was so nice to meet you." And then share something that you learned in that conversation. Even if the conversation was 5-10 seconds long, share something personal that you learned to show them that you're listening. You guys, this is step 1 in the interview process. And you just passed with flying colors, because now they go, wow, that person was not only listening, but they actually cared and they remembered what I said to them. Okay. And then always have a follow-up. Always have a follow-up. I look forward to reaching out, or expect the email with homes this afternoon or by tomorrow morning. Expect that report by Tuesday at 1. Okay. Always include that, because the recipient's going to think, wow, this person is on it. This person is dialed in. The other thing about video, again, I'm a psychologist first, digital marketer second. The other thing about video is that subconsciously, the person viewing the video doesn't realize that you're not standing right in front of them. Okay. Now, consciously, obviously, they know they're staring at a screen, they're watching you on video, but subconsciously, when you're in front of them, There's another human face, even though it's on video, subconsciously, we think that they're actually in front of us. So you create an emotional connection to the viewer. It's powerful, incredibly powerful. That closes distances. And when I say distances, I mean virtually it closes distances. Now you're standing in front of them, even though they're sitting on their couch. The other thing too is you're 5 times less likely to get rejected or ignored by them if you send them a video follow-up. And the reason for that is because human-human connection, I'm not going to reject you if you're standing right in front of me. You know what I mean? Now, if you just send me a text message, right, with no video, or an email with no video, if I just get text from you, just written word, no video, I'm 5 times more likely to reject you. And when I say reject, I mean just ignore that message, ignore you in general, not respond to you, because it's easier for me to just respond to just a text-only email or a text-only text message than it is you taking the time to create a video where you actually say my name, you mention something from our conversation, and you mention a next step. Okay. The other thing too, you guys, and again, law of reciprocity, psychology term, law of reciprocity. If I give you something of value, you're likely to give me something of value back. A personalized video to somebody is something of value. The law of reciprocity kicks in. Now they're obligated. Now they feel inclined to want to reciprocate. That reciprocation, oftentimes all we care about is that they simply just respond to us, right? How many times have you sent somebody a message, an email, a text message, and you've just been ghosted, especially if you work leads, right? Doesn't it get a little frustrating? Well, this is our way to stop getting ghosted, utilize video. So after our first meeting, whether it was in person, wherever that might have been, after an open house, every time after an open house, upon our first lead follow-up, if you're doing any sort of lead generation, even if it's Realtor.com or Zillow or your brokerage provides you or your team provides you leads, use video. You guys close that distance, create that human-to-human connection. During a home search process, maybe you're already working with a home buyer, strengthen that relationship by sending them updates, sending them information, educating them throughout that home search process. You guys, it doesn't take long to record a quick video. And the ROI for that is substantial. How about if you have a listing or you're working with a seller? They always want to know what's happening with their home, right? How many views are they getting? Like how many showings? What's happening? What's the activity? Imagine if not only you updating them via email, but you're also sending them video messages. Now they feel more connected, more engaged to you. They feel happier. Now, if that property doesn't sell, and I know this is crazy for me to say that property's not selling, right? Property's sitting on the market, but now it's starting to happen. We're starting to see it a little more and more. They're more likely to be okay with that. They're going to be more patient with you because you're giving them these virtually in-person updates. During the transaction, I have multiple agents I work with where we figured out what are the major milestones throughout a transaction. And we found out there were like 6 or 7, right? Opening escrow, you've got the kind of the inspection period, you've got that Benzer, you've got these different times during the transaction where a homeowner, it's good to kind of keep them, or a home buyer, keep them just up to speed on what's happening, what's going on, right? Those major milestones. Well, what a great way to educate them on what's happening during the transaction by using video. Just, hey, Joe homeowner, here's where we're at in the transaction. Here's what's happening. Here's what title and escrow are doing. Here's what the lender's doing. Here's what's coming up next. Any questions? I mean, right? Easy to knock out. Very, very valuable. After the transaction, congratulations on your closing. I can't wait to see you soon. I just wanted to send you a quick video just to say congratulations, you guys. I'm so excited to give you the keys or meet you at the house or whatever that might be. Special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries. I really like, you guys, homeversaries. Homeversaries. Hey, it's been 6 months since you bought the home. How's everything going? Do you need any referrals for any contractors, any landscapers, any an AC person, home cleaners. Love those. And then frankly, anytime, just, hey, Lisa, it's Aaron. I was just thinking about you. I know you love horses, and I just saw an article about horses. There's a new equestrian park opening up in Mesa. Hope you're doing well. Let me know if you check that out. That might be kind of cool. You guys, I'll tell you this. There are so many applications for video, and this is one-on-one. This has nothing to do with social media. This has nothing to do with YouTube. This has nothing to do with you building authority or being an expert or market updates or local lifestyle videos. This is just you closing a gap with your people, okay, with another person. I really like BombBomb. If you haven't used BombBomb, it's worth checking out. They've got a reduced subscription plan. The thing I like about BombBomb, you guys, is it's easy to use. They have a really easy to use app. You can also record yourself right from the computer. Let me just share my screen. I want to show you what that looks like if you're not familiar. This is BombBomb, right? A name you don't want to say at the airport. Whisper it. BombBomb.com, right? Silly name, great product, right? You can even start a free trial. You can record a video right from, let me log in. I'm going to log in. You guys can see my account. I want to just show you what this looks like, how I use it. Okay. I'm constantly sending video messages. Okay. Let me click on my videos. So check out my videos, right? Look at it. They're so silly, right? Look at me. Hey, I'm sending them out, you guys. I'm sending these things out. Hey, just wanted to say hi. Hey, just want to give you an update. Hey, just wanted to see what's going on. Okay. I can easily click record a video. It'll pop open my camera. And then obviously my camera is being used by Zoom, but my camera would be right here. And I click on record. I can email or text this right from the system. Here's what's nice about BombBomb. I know when the person has received the email or text message, and I know when they've watched the video. And also I know how many times they've watched the video. So let's say I'm working leads and I send this out to a lead and it never gets opened. I may have sent it to the wrong email address. Maybe I call them and say, hey, you know what? I sent you an email. I just want to verify and make sure you got it. Maybe we got the wrong email address for them. If you text them a video using BombBomb, which you can easily do, and it doesn't get viewed, maybe we have the wrong phone number for them. You guys, highly recommend checking out a service like BombBomb. Again, I don't promote any specific product or service. I just know everything that's there. Okay. Awesome, you guys. Okay. Let's jump back over to our presentation. Any questions on the video piece? Closing distances. Is there a monthly fee for BombBomb? Yes, Leon, there's a monthly fee for BombBomb. I believe it's whatever it is. I think it's, maybe $25, $30. Think about it like this. When I think about expenses for real estate, you guys, I always think in terms of, okay, it's an investment in my business. I think 12 months rather than month to month. And for BombBomb, for example, let's just say BombBomb's, $30 a month. I think that's what it is, something like that. I immediately go, okay, it's a $600, it's a $30 a month. It's a $360 investment. $360 investment into my business. Will it provide a $360 return on investment if I'm using it regularly? Absolutely. There's no question about it. I'm going to move forward with it. I always look at the ROI for anything that I spend money on. So I think, again, BombBomb's going to be around $30 a month. Okay, you guys, let's keep moving forward. Okay, we talked about when to use videos. Number 3, know what not to say. Know what not to say. Okay. This is really interesting. You guys, there's some interesting, and I call this food for thought, some food for thought information. What I found is top performers spend 17% less time making small talk than the average and bottom performers. Yeah. Interesting, right? Because we're told in this business, what are we told? Build rapport, right? Build rapport, make that connection. It's a relationship-based business. Yes, that's true. But here's the other thing to keep in mind. productive, top producing people, which you guys are, or you want to be, or I'm going to turn you into that. You're moving and shaking. And when you're talking to somebody, they can sense that you're a mover and shaker. When you don't engage in tons of small talk, when you sometimes just get right to the point, they can appreciate that, because guess what, you guys? Their day isn't just focused around, man, I can't wait for this conversation with Sabine. Like, I've been just waiting all day for this conversation. I can't wait for us to talk about small talk for 30, 45 minutes. No, they've got bills to pay. They've got things that they need to do. They need to take the trash out. They've got to go visit someone. They need to make a phone call. You guys, we're busier than ever, right? Our attention spans are shorter than ever. And in fact, our attention spans, by the way, have gone from 8 seconds to now 7 seconds. You guys, the average person has a 7-second attention span. I blame TikTok personally. Goldfish have 9-second attention spans. We have shorter attention spans than goldfish. Why is that? Because we live in a distracted world. We're constantly distracted because every company out there is fighting for our attention, right? We're inundated with marketing and promotional messages, attention-grabbing messages throughout the day. So here's what I would say, you guys. Get to the point. Too many salespeople think small talk builds rapport, but being an expert and a professional is the type of rapport you should be after. And the reason people make small talk is oftentimes because they don't know exactly what to say. So we go, you know what? Maybe if I can connect with this person on a personal level, get to know them deeper, they're going to feel more connected to me, more likely to use me. And that's what we're finding is that's not the case, you guys. They're going to go with the best option, the most professional option, even though maybe they have a better connection with you because you guys are both from Michigan and you both love to crochet. Okay. My recommendation, does anyone have this book? Exactly What to Say for Real Estate Agents. You guys, this book, this is it right here. Exactly What to Say. This book is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And I love it because it covers every topic or conversational point that we have in this business, and it tells you exactly what to say. I love it. It has dialed so many agents in. You know, have you ever talked to an agent that you go, wow, this agent's like, they just know exactly what to say all the time. Like they just seem, and they're doing a lot in their business. You know what, that agent may have just bought this book, read through it, and be applying the principles in that book, you guys. Search for this on Amazon, you guys, Exactly What to Say for Real Estate Agents. It's made by two of my favorite people, Jimmy Mackin and Chris Smith. They own a company called Curator, which is a real estate marketing company. And then Phil Jones is the other co-author. YouTube Phil Jones sometime, and check out how unbelievably sharp that person is. He actually just shared, he actually just was interviewed by Jimmy Mackin for about a 20-minute interview. It's on YouTube, talking about how agents should adjust and communicate this new market shift to their clients and what they should do with their business. Really incredible interview, you guys. If you spend 20 minutes on anything, it should be watching that interview. Andrea says she has it. Heck yeah, Andrea. Love it. All right, you guys, let's keep moving forward. Be specific with time. Number 4, be specific with time. Why? Because dropping a specific time date increases your booking rate by 37%. When I say drop, I mean when you recommend a specific time or date to a prospect, a lead, buyer, seller, whatever the scenario is, somebody you met at an open house, it increases your booking rate by over 1/3. So instead of saying, can we talk tomorrow? Or yeah, let's catch up next week. Instead say, I have an opening at 2 p.m. and 4:30. Which one works better for you? And I'm actually going to share with you here in a second the language that might even be better for, rather than saying which one works better for you, Which one works better for your calendar? Which one looks better for your calendar? The reason for that is you depersonalize. And I'm kind of sabotaging one of my next tips. I think it's tip 6 or 7. But depersonalizing your scheduling with them. If you can get them to not think about their time and instead think about their calendar, it separates them from their time. Because guess what? Does anybody have time? Like, no, we're all short on time. So if we can get them not to think, so if you say, hey, do you have time tomorrow? They're going to say no. Do you have time next week? No. Do you have time next year? No, I don't have time. I have so many things I need to do. My head's filled. I have anxiety right now. I'm stressed out with all the things I need to be doing. No, I don't have time. Well, is there 15 minutes on your calendar tomorrow at 2? Let me check. Do you know what I mean? That's part of this too. Exactly what to say. Okay. I'm going to dive into this a little deeper. And I think tip 7, I think it is. Excuse me. I've got that residual COVID cough, you guys. I know that's a little TMI for you, but I evaded it for 2.5 years. Then all of a sudden it hit me. Man, people weren't joking. That thing wiped me out. I was in bed for like 4 days in the fetal position. Unbelievable. I'm laughing about it now. I was in a bad place, you guys. Hopefully, if you haven't gotten it yet, man. Okay, you guys, number 5, make more calls. Make more calls. This really taps into our first one. Have more conversations with people. But when I say make more calls, I also mean follow-up calls, not just outreach to have a conversation, but also follow-up. And this is specifically applies to those that are reaching out to someone that doesn't already know who you are. So usually leads, okay? Usually leads. And the reason for the follow-up is because what happens is we never set an appointment. By the way, that's our goal, right? We want to set a showing appointment or a listing appointment. There's only 2 things in our business: showing appointments and listing appointments. Those are the IPAs, the income producing activities, right? So when we follow up with a lead or a prospect, we have to follow up with them. We're now seeing on average 6 times. And Sylvia, yes, a text is a follow-up. Absolutely. So pardon my Gen X nomenclature with a call. Hey, a call can be a direct message, a DM, slide into someone's DMs on Instagram. It can be a message over Facebook Messenger. If you know that they check that, it could be a text message. It could be an email. I'll tell you though, when you make a phone call to someone, they know you're serious about that communication. But what's happening is following up with a lead or a prospect 6 or more times. Doesn't that seems like outrageous? It seems aggressive. But it leads to a 93% chance of converting. 93% chance. The optimal number of calls is 6. That's the optimal number. That's where basically the return on your time starts to diminish. But there's a huge ramp up. And what's happening is 90% of agents are competing for 10% of the business. And you're like, Aaron, what does that mean? Well, 90% of agents are unwilling to make those 6 communications in order to get someone to respond. Okay. So if they're unwilling, and 90% of these people don't convert, don't respond back until communication 6 and beyond. So what's happening is 90% of agents are fighting over 10% of the business because they're simply not willing to make those extra conversations. So that extra outreach. Losing deals only have 3 communications. So you guys, point taken here, be persistent, be hungry, right? How bad do you want to earn 200,000? Because it's yours for the taking. 200, 300, 500. I don't know what your goal is. Maybe I'm selling you guys short. Maybe it's much higher than that. How hungry are you for it? Has anyone seen the Les Brown speech? That Les Brown speech? How hungry are you? Just like the chicken. How hungry are you? You know, Les Brown, he's a motivational speaker, man. He did this speech, you guys. I'll share the link if I can find it. He was like in a Superdome somewhere. I think 50,000 people listening to him. He talks about how he was a janitor at a radio station, and he one of the radio hosts was he went up to like the show producer and said, I want to be an intern. I want to get involved in radio. And they're like, no way. Well, he saw an opportunity where one of the radio hosts was fooling around and wasn't able to make it in. And he said, I want to do it. I can do it. I won't say anything. I'm going to just, I'm just going to play the music and I won't mess around. I won't do anything else. They said, fine, this is your chance. And he got up to the mic and he said, this is Les Brown. And you're on the air, and he just took over. And cause he was hungry, he wanted it bad. And I mean, he's created a massive empire for himself because he was hungry for it. And I think you guys, for us, we've got it in us. Let's just be persistent. Let's be persistent. You guys, number 6, optimize your online presence. Number 6, optimize your online presence. What the heck does that mean? Well, here's why we want to do that. Up to 90% of our clients start their journey on Google, and they're searching for us, whether we met them at an open house, whether they're a past client looking to re-engage with us or looking to refer us. They're searching for us on Google before they reach back out to us. What does Google say about us? When was the last time you searched for yourself on Google and you spent time, albeit it's boring, because I do it constantly, day in and day out. I go through these online audits with agents, happy to help you guys with that, where I spend 20 minutes going through your online presence with you, looking at what are the results that are showing up? Are they positive, negative, or neutral? What are the right results that we need? What do they need to say in order for us to maximize the opportunity to convert leads, to generate referrals and repeat business? So people are searching for us on Google to vet us out. Then they use review sites, social media, and your website to form an opinion about you before they reach out to you. And guess what, you guys? We don't know the opportunities we're missing out on because of our lack of a cohesive, consistent, and powerful online presence. So again, when was the last time you audited your online presence? And you're probably thinking, Aaron, what the heck? I'm not an auditor. Hey, you guys, Google is sharing a story about us with others. A couple of things I wanted to point out here, you guys. I did a quick search for an agent in Scottsdale. His name's John. John has a strong online presence. This is John over here on the right-hand side. Anybody know what this profile is over here on the right-hand side? Google Business Profile. I bet some of you guys have one of these. If you don't have a Google Business Profile, you guys are in luck. Free profile. I'm going to share with you right now how to create this. Simply go to business.google.com, business.google.com. I do a full Google business training as well, where I cover how to get this set up, how to optimize it. But if you don't have this, then your results don't look like this. And I want your results to look like this. I want when people search for your name, they see your smiling face right there. Okay. They see your websites. They see your profiles. You guys, I'm going to share with you another tip or another tool. In addition to that Google Business Profile, which you can create at business.google.com, Google Alerts, google.com/alerts. You guys, this is like setting up a saved search on the MLS for a buyer, where you plug in the criteria on the MLS and you save that saved search, and your buyer gets notified of any matches. Well, guess what? We can do the same thing with Google, where Google notifies us of any matches for anything that it finds out about. And Google is that eye on top of, what is it? The Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings, the all-knowing. Google knows about every website, web page, video, photo, image, file, knows about everything. You could save a search. Let me just plug in WeServe, right? Check it out, WeServe. I could create an alert for WeServe. I create an alert for my name, first and last name. I could create an alert for my brokerage, my clients' companies, my competitors. I will get an email notification from Google when Google finds out any new information related to that search. And I can create an infinite number of alerts. This is very, very powerful, you guys. The other thing that you can utilize this for is, let's say you work in Queen Creek. You could say Queen Creek Real Estate, and you'll get notified when anything related to Queen Creek Real Estate shows up on Google, brand new. And here's what I really like about this. Again, you get notified via email as frequently as every day, or as it happens, or once a week. And you can change the settings. And if I see something that's useful, that's meaningful, what I might do is share this on social media. I might share the article on LinkedIn or Facebook, or I might talk about it on Instagram. And I might be the first to share this information. First time that my audience has heard about this information, right? So very valuable tool. Okay, you guys. Benefit of Google Alert is you're in the know as soon as Google is, Griselda. So anything Google finds out about, you could also become aware of that same thing at the same time as Google for anything that's of interest to you, of value to you. So what would be my first Google alert that I create? It'd be my first and last name. I want to know as soon as Google finds out any new information for me. I want to know what that is. I want to know where it's at. How about my family members? How about my real estate brokerage? How about my clients' names, my clients' businesses? What if I find out one of my clients' businesses, one of my clients just expanded their business and I find out about it? I'd love to do two things. Number one is congratulate them for expanding their business, opening a new location maybe. And the other thing would be, maybe they're not even aware of the press release of the new news article. They go, wow, thank you so much, Aaron, for staying on top of this for me. Wow, you really care. Awesome, you guys. That's your online presence. Number 7, always have next steps. Always have next steps. Why? Because close rates decline by 71% when next steps are not discussed during the call. When I say close, I mean your ability to generate an appointment, a listing or showing appointment. We always want to discuss a next step. So we never end a call with goodbye. We always discuss what the next step will be and schedule the follow-up call. And then this gets into that other strategy I mentioned, the psychology tip, where we depersonalize scheduling the follow-up by instead of saying, are you available Thursday at 5? Because guess what? They're going to get a rush of anxiety and go, no, I'm not. Instead, we say, how does your calendar look for Thursday at 5? Let's refer to their calendar. Hey, let's check our calendars. How does your calendar look tomorrow at 1? And it gives them an actionable item they can do right now. Are they going to say no? No, I'm not going to look at my calendar. No, I don't want to look. No, they're not. But if you say, are you available Thursday at 5? Oh, I'll have to get back to you. I don't know. But everybody has their calendar right on their phone. It's going to increase your likelihood of setting appointments. Awesome, you guys. Number 8, listen more. Listen more. You guys, I have to work on this as a consultant. I can talk a lot, obviously. I had one person say, Aaron, you should get paid to talk. I go, it's interesting. I'm actually an introvert. So it doesn't make sense, but I guess. Why? Top performers I found on average, they average a 46% talk to listen ratio, you guys, which means they only talk 46% of the time. They listen 54% of the time. In other words, they're listening more than they're talking. I also found that they ask really insightful questions. Oftentimes, not yes or no questions, but questions that start with what or why or how. Okay. And what I also found is that the average salespeople differ from top performers in the sense that average salespeople average over a 60 to 70% talk to listen ratio. In other words, average salespeople, by the way, we're salespeople, they're talking a lot more than they're listening. You guys, if you find yourself talking more than you're listening, then what we need to do is we need to ask a question and we need to be quiet. Let's let them talk, because they'll spill the beans. They'll tell us their timing and intent, right? They'll tell us what's really running through their head, why they're afraid of this market. Your listing presentation should be a listening presentation. Questions lead to conversations. Conversations create relationships, and relationships create opportunities. I know some of this stuff is cliche, but it's true. And what's the other, what was the other thing I heard the other day? We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I don't know. You know what? I use that as just a reminder. I go, yeah, that's right. I have 2 ears for listening, only 1 mouth for talking. Okay. I need to listen a little more. Yeah, my wife would probably tell you something else, but okay, you guys, number 9, personalize your outreach. This relates to video as well. If you're going to send a video to someone, you increase your success rate by 2 times when you start a cold outreach with a proactive reason for reaching out. And when I say a cold outreach, I mean, you know, when someone's not expecting you to send them a message, a text, an email, a video, call them. But a proactive reason is your reason for calling. People appreciate that. Like when you leave a voicemail, never say, hey, just was checking in, touching base. The voicemail should be very proactive. This is why I was calling you. I'll try you again Tuesday at 2. So first and foremost, stop just checking in. I don't know about you, but I don't like to just be checked in on. And I'll tell you what, my 4 and 5-year-olds, they don't like it either. And I feel like I've learned so much from them, just human psychology from those little kids. They're wonderful little kids. But they don't want to be just checked in on. Most people don't either. We're too busy just to be checked in on. So instead, call with a laser focus, like there's a new listing you have to see, or your neighbor just sold their home. Here's what it shows. It shows a respect for people's time, but also a respect for your time. Like you're not just calling to have small talk and just shoot the breeze. You're dialed in. You're very intentional. People want to work with someone who's very intentional. So respect people's time, cut to the chase, and they'll be more likely to hear you out. All right, guys, our last and final one, schedule better meetings. Number 10, schedule better. And this could be a conversation, a call, an appointment, whatever it might be, but schedule better ones. The reason for this is your prospect is 12% more likely to show up for a 30-minute calendar slot than a 60-minute. And they're also 30% more likely to show up for a call at 4 than one at 8. So what I would say is shorten the duration, because you can always lengthen it. If they want to talk for longer, by all means, you could talk for an hour, 2 hours. Well, I don't, depending on how the conversation is going, what value they might bring to your world, but give them a 20 or 30-minute. Hey, 30-minute time slot Tuesday at 2. Or, hey, we have a conversation. Hey, let's have that at 4:30. They're 30% more likely to show up for a later afternoon call than an early morning one. And I would say just pick the right time and keep it brief, and use Calendly. For those that aren't familiar with Calendly, it's a free calendar service. What I like about it is it syncs directly with your calendar and allows you to actually share your availability with somebody, or available options that they can then click on and schedule based on their availability. So it cuts a lot of the back and forth conversation down. It makes it really easy for them to schedule time with you. It's a great lead generation tool as well. Calendly.com, Calendly.com. It's free. I use it. Let me just quickly share with you how I use it, guys. Then we're going to conclude for today. Thanks everyone for sticking around to the end. This is how I use it. This is what my Calendly link looks like. You go to getwithaaron.com, 20-minute Zoom consultation. Unfortunately, I have no availability left in July, and looks like my August is booking up pretty quickly, but this is what it looks like. You can have your headshot there, information about you. Somebody just clicks on a day, they click on a time, they click confirm, they plug their info in. I ask a few other additional questions, up to you. They click on schedule event, goes to their calendar and yours. Pretty cool, right? Really, really cool. Okay, let's finish this up. Which one was your favorite? Which one are you going to apply into your business? Hopefully everybody picked up some value from today's session, you guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you jumping on. And what I would say is leverage one of these in your business. That's my goal for you. Thank you so much for jumping on. And if you need help with any of this stuff, you guys, I'm here for you. Simply go to getwithaaron.com. And I appreciate all of our sponsors for jumping on today. And of course, We Serve and Lisa for making all this happen.
Thank you so much, Aaron. We appreciate that information. Very, very valuable. And again, we will be placing this recording on our website so you can view it again. And Aaron, if you'll send me that information, or I'll send you the list, we'll get the rest of that information out to you that he was talking about earlier. So that's great. So again, thank you, Aaron. Wonderful information as always. We do appreciate your time. And thank you everyone for attending today. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
Awesome. And Jonah and Dana, thank you very much with WFG. Appreciate you guys.
I appreciate it.
Okay, take care.